Welcome back to Super Tuesday Recap. This is your host, Chris, and D-Palm here, and we're back to talk The Flash, Season 4, Episode 15, Enter Flashtime. Hold on, let me actually read this. Barry, Jesse Quick, and Jay Garrick slow down time when a nuclear bomb detonates in the downtown Central City. I'm just going to go ahead and say it right now. More of this, please.
If you listen to us for a while, you know I love a good bottle episode. And this is the super speed version of a bottle episode.
This is what I was missing. This is like, if you're going to have downtime episodes and episodes that don't, because here's the thing, we're going to find out this definitely does tie into the main plot. Like, we'll get into that later.
I don't think it's entirely the season's plot.
Well, you know what? You know why I'm thinking that? I'm thinking that you might find out that because somebody told them about the nuclear bomb and how to get it.
There's definitely something rotten at Argus.
And so, well, it's either that or I think Devoe leaked it so that Barry and them would destroy the Speed Force. But but see, and that's what's like. I think it ties in, but I don't think it ties in like heavy-handed and something that really. Like, not like we've seen in the other episodes, like with Devoe going and literally kidnapping Metas and things like that. I think it's going to be something like that they were, because at that time, the only thing that they had to do is either that it was to get Barry to do what he did, which is go in and take, remove the thing from the Speed Force prison to open that back up. Or it was they were trying to get Barry to destroy the Speed Force, which would have expected all speedsters across the board. Like, I feel like that's going to be, like, the underhanded thing that kind of ties in. But other than that, like, you can tie it in without actually having Devoe really almost mention it at all or have any direct connection. And I'm like, that's fine. That works. Like, you can do it. And it got so many of the things I think we underestimate how many episodes like this happen in season 1.
Right.
Because that's what this reminded me of. It reminded me of a season 1 episode where you give Barry and the team, pretty much really just Barry, a task that he has to do that requires him being a speedster and being smart and to use that talent. And he has to do something incredible. He has to show you why, you know, Barry Allen being the Flash fucking matters. And him literally trying to beat the clock. Like, that this was it. Like, this reminded me of the episodes I've missed where it just I'm watching this episode going, this is the Flash. Right. Like,
it also felt like there were real stakes. I mean, we all know the contrivances of television. They're going to probably win.
I mean, you mean to tell me they're not going to? Oh shit! I was about to say they were going to let a nuclear bomb go off in the city.
Like it had some fucking weight for the first time this season. It wasn't some amorphous. Here's a plan that's coming together as it forms. It was holy shit, a nuke.
Mm-hmm.
And I love the touch of the flashback, if you will. He said punnily to the courtroom scene that you and I had problems with. But it also showed that he can do something no other speedster can.
Well, yes.
He can pull other people in there with him.
Well, and then like they explained it. They explained it. They showed you that it had real stakes on the people he does it with. So yes. Because here's the thing. As soon as it happened, I was like, oh, here we go again. It's going to break the fucking show. It's like they're doing all this stuff. It's like, why don't you just run out of the city? Oh, you guys explained that. Okay, fine. Fuck, can't do that. Well, fuck it. Just get Cisco to vibe it. Oh, okay. No, it makes sense. His powers only work in space and time, and well, he's not. Oh, okay. That makes like so. Everything that I think I could think of as to why they could have easily have fixed this, they addressed, and I'm like, that's something else I've been missing on this show. Like,
right? Is really using the super speed smart. I know people are going to say that. Oh, with this kind of speed, why is there a show? I like the fact that it nearly killed him.
Well, yeah, it shows you real stakes. It's like it. The reason why I'm gonna say it, I think this is one of the best episodes, if not the best episode of the season.
Because the season, I'd have to really go back and do a hard rewatch I'll do in the off season. But so like this is the best I've felt about the show in a while.
Because you know what it is? It I'm watching this episode and everything I was ready to go and criticize it for in this episode, they addressed. They just did. They carried every piece. And they didn't seem to like do what they've been doing for the rest of the season, which is drop the ball on the easiest thing. Oh, hey, guys, if Barry can move that fast, why shouldn't do this all the time? Oh, well, in this episode, they explain that. Oh, well, if, why don't you just drop it into a dead Earth? We've seen Cisco do that before. Oh, well, he's moving at super speed, and he's not a speedster, so duh, Well, you see the other speedsters. You see how they, affected them. Jay went down first. He's older. You then had Jesse slow down next, and it's like it makes sense. And even with Barry, he was getting to the point where he was reaching the limit of his power, and he couldn't do this much longer either. It's like it all made sense. You had Barry go through each of the other members of the team. You went from Cisco to Caitlyn to Harry. And all of them couldn't work, and then you get Iris, and you made fucking Iris matter, and by giving her, hey, yeah, I remember we did it. You needed lightning. That's how we brought you back, and giving Barry a way out. Like it all fucking made sense. They covered all their bases, and it's something that feels like they haven't been doing for the rest for some of the other episodes. There's always a time where we're going, hey, dumbasses, did you guys think of this? Like, did nobody check the morgue for Devoe's body? No? Oh, okay. Like, this, I love this episode.
I don't say, like, it was perfect because every character got time to shine and develop. You got, when Barry was pulling them out of stasis to kind of see how they could help, it was a great picture in every character. Killer Frost, take care of Katie.
Oh, dude.
Yo, like that, I was like, what the? Okay.
But you know what I love about that one? Again, this made me excited for the Flash again, and I have a feeling they're not going to keep this same energy to steal a phrase. But like at the end, when Caitlyn's talking to Harry and she brings that up, she goes, "I don't normally remember what happens when Killer Frost is in charge." It takes over, but I remember this time. And right. I remember her being genuinely worried about my safety. And I'm like, oh my God, you guys connected threads. You're not leaving it for another episode. And I'm not waiting 2 more episodes to find out that Caitlyn remembers this shit. You're adjusting it right here. You drop that line about take care of Katie like it was nothing, and then you bring it right back up at the end to connect everything. It's like, this is the shit you guys used to do in season 1. Thank you. This is what I've been fucking missing the entire time. It's just something so fucking simple. Just that's it.
I'm at an absolute loss. Like I adored this episode from start to finish. It was great.
Yo, no, it did. It did. Even down to. Because my whole thing was fucking use time travel. I was like, oh, because once everything else didn't stop working, I'm like, fuck, motherfucker, just go back in time. Go back to the time right before this happens and then fucking fix it. You're done. And what happens? Fucking Jesse brings it up and Barry lays down the reason why you shouldn't do that. And I'm like, you know what? I still would do it as a last option.
Yeah, I was like, it's like 5 seconds.
Right. I would still fucking do it. But at the same time, because of what Barry has been through when he has done that, I totally understand why he wouldn't.
Makes perfect sense.
It makes perfect sense at this point. Like Barry has literally fucked up. Like matter of fact, he's living in a timeline now where he's fucked up the timeline, right? So I get why he wouldn't want to do it now. Like it has weight. It matters. It's like fuck. That's not stupid. Like I totally understand why he's saying no. We can't do that. It'll cause more problems than it fixes. We have to do something else. I like the idea that Barry was like willing to sacrifice the Speed Force, to save this.
Short-sighted.
Huh? Oh no, that was definitely short-sighted. But
he's a hero. That's kind of how they operate. They operate in this like, I got to solve this problem right now, and that's what's heroic about him.
Well,
I'll tell you what I really enjoyed.
Wait, before you go there, because even with that one, they brought something that, and this is again something that I've missed with this show is when they bring up destroying the Time Force with the Speed Force, Barry ends up bringing, and the show brings up something that I hadn't even thought of, which is Jay goes, yeah, you can destroy all the time. It won't, yeah, I know we'll get rid of Thawne, but that's not. And I'm like, fuck, I didn't even think about that. I didn't even think that that's why Barry would be okay with doing that, because destroying the Speed Force to get rid of all the speedsters would get rid of Thawne, which means that would be another way to bring Barry's mother back. Holy shit, I didn't even think about that. This is the show I've been missing. Where have you been at, Flash? Where have you fucking been at? Sorry, I'm both excited, happy, and very, very frustrated because I'm just like,
why be frustrated? Like, so let's enjoy this hour. How about that?
You're right. You're right. You're absolutely right. Right. You're right.
Let's enjoy the fact that we got Tom Cavanaugh acting his ass off. Yo, Tom Cavanaugh tears. They're up there. And the ending with him sharing his memories of his wife with his daughter. And the only reason that's not my biggest note is because holy shit, that Iris West Barry Allen chemistry.
Yep.
Yeah. It makes sense that he would, for the first time this season, probably not the first time, for the strongest time this season, I felt Iris was really his lightning rod, his port in the storm.
Mm-hmm.
She was able to say, okay, I'm about to die. But this man that she loves was at the end of his rope, and she knew exactly what to say to calm him, to center him, to bring him back, and to save all their lives.
Mm-hmm. This is how you make Iris matter. Like, I know a lot of people have questioned her being a team leader because it doesn't feel like that she fits there. And I know that the show sometimes struggles to figure out what to do with Iris. And I understand the whole idea of you don't always want your female characters always just being there for the male characters, but I think this is the role for Iris West where she works out best. Where
I think it illustrated why she's the leader. She understands the Flash better than anyone else.
Well, and I think that's what I mean by being a leader. I think she should be the team leader but it's because she should be the team leader because it's like what she said there. We're the Flash. Like she is the second. She's the part that keeps Barry grounded and knows what and is able to tell him what he needs to hear and to be there and be his support when nobody else can. That's what makes her a good like you said. That's what makes her a good leader for the team. Not her basically running point in the era of a Flash cave, if you will, right? I think that's what makes her well. And we have other female characters on the show, so I think it's okay if this is what Iris's best role is because it's just what it is. Like it's
because she is a supporting character.
What
it's the Flash.
She's a supporting character. She doesn't have powers, and honestly, let's be honest here. She's his wife, so. Being a significant other, like if the roles are reversed, which I think they're gonna be next week, when there's one significant other has basically the main role, the main job, and is the superhero, then the other one has their role usually is to be supportive and be there when nobody else can.
Have you seen the new Chris Rock stand up?
No.
At one point, he talks about his divorce. Now he was a bad husband. He said. Because there are times in a marriage when you're the lead singer. There's also times you got to play the tambourine.
Mm-hmm.
He said, I wasn't good at playing the tambourine.
Yeah.
I was like, oh shit! Like that. It was obviously in the auspices of a comedy show, but it was some real shit, and that's kind of what we're gonna see next week, I think.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Barry playing the tambourine.
Oh yeah, yeah. And it's gonna be all off note, and it's gonna be terrible, and yeah.
But the important thing is he's gonna try.
Oh yeah, try to be supportive there, man. It's like, so wait, I lost my job and you're making more money than I am now? Wait a minute. Like, but yeah, no, it's I think that's where she's strong, and I think it's you can do it in a way to show that the significant other, it can be the way they handle this episode, again, to show you that the significant other being a lightning rod isn't, and being the support system isn't something to frown on or to look down on. It's literally the thing that holds the other person together. Like if Iris wasn't there, Central City's gone. And not just from her giving Barry the idea that respect. Like you said, she calms Barry down. She tells Barry it's going to be okay. She gives Barry the hope he needs in order to do what he has to do. Like it matters. I mean, it shows. And you know what? There's also another little subtle scene they did here where, Barry goes to Iris. He doesn't bring Joe out of the Speed Force at any point. Which
why scare Joe before he dies?
Well, there's that, but also normally the show usually has Barry going to Joe. So the whole thing of Black fatherhood moments. Now that they're married, we're getting less Black fatherhood moments from Joe. Well, not directly with Barry anyway, but we're getting that. Why? Because now he's grown. Now he's now
also
married.
Joe's getting able to project that fatherhood on the unborn child.
Oh, there's that too. Yes. So we're still gonna get the Black fatherhood moment, but now the targets are different, and Barry goes to the person that he should, which is his wife, the person he's now married with. He's like, not anymore. It's no longer a fiance. She's the wife. She's the other half. She's his partner in crime. She's the one that he has to go to. I think that's one of the mistakes that some people make is they stop going to the partner to talk. And so this show kind of this episode, it's just what the hell, man? It hit all the notes. It's
just standing ovation.
Yeah, got it.
That was a great episode. I love how they got ideas too. The throwing lightning, Jay gave out.
Yo, I'm not gonna lie, I did have a little shade in there. I was like, so you mean to tell me it would have been nice to have a younger speedster that you maybe didn't run off, and maybe you would have been able to do that? Okay.
No. Wally's free.
No. I look. I'm like, Wally's not answering that call no more. Like, Wally's got your calls going straight to.
Well, it's going straight to I'm outside of time.
Yeah, I'm going straight. You're going straight to voice messages. Like, not going to do this.
The number you dialed is currently outside of the time stream.
I just realized. So the director of this was Gregory Smith. He also directed the Into the Speed Force episode in season 3, which I believe is also another that was a really emotional one where Barry was in the Speed Force and he was talking to the different avatars that were in the Speed Force. I want to say it was also another really great episode. I can't exactly remember, but I think
that was season 2. That was Kevin Smith.
No, that was the dinosaur one. The
yeah, that's when this was the Runaway Dinosaur.
The Runaway Dinosaur. That was Kevin Smith. This was the Into the Speed Force one. This one, Barry turns to Speed Force to answers, and HR gives Jesse some advice. Yeah. So, but this also reminds me that I think that's the opposite episode that HR was giving Jesse advice on different things and like kind of being a father figure to Jesse there. So again, Gregory Smith also did another episode where we get Tom Cavanaugh and the actress who plays Jesse. What is her name?
Frances Bean.
No, Violet. Francis.
Oh, Violet Bean. That's it.
But get another episode with them there, and also seems like John Wesley Shipp was in that episode too. So yeah, I was like, give Gregory Smith more directing roles in this. Just saying.
No, I just think they know when they need him. They know when to bring the hammer. You can't bring the hammer every time, otherwise it stops being the hammer.
Yeah, you're right. But maybe this season going to use a little bit more hammers.
Oh my goodness!
I'm just saying.
We're talking about the episode we're enjoying. Let's focus on the one we're having fun with.
I'm just saying. We have been. Just gotta, we gotta encompass it all. I like that. Do we think that? I think it's Dawn. Do we think Dawn is the speedster that Jay is talking about? The female speedster he's trying to train.
That'd be weird. I think
it would be
if he's training Barry's kid from the future.
I mean,
that would portend some very dark days ahead.
I mean, weird things have happened on this show. Just saying.
I would like her name to be Dawn Allen, not be related to Barry, but have her code name be Impulse.
Oh, I mean, why not?
I mean, hey, if you're only gonna do one of the Tornado Twins, it doesn't make any sense.
No, you're right.
So
well, that's the only one we've seen.
Tornado Twins thing. Let's call her Impulse. Let's put her in the red and white, and I'll fanboy out over that pretty hard.
Well, no, but if you think about it, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Because, at some point, Impulse is from the future and comes back and is training with the Flash family. So if Jay is then training this young speed, and maybe he doesn't know that she's.
I feel like Jay knows more than he was admitting then.
True. And so that could be a way to maybe John Wesley Shipp basically going, I'm getting too old for this shit. But you still want, but you still want to have another speedster in case you want to bring somebody in, and that way you put Jay's on what Earth? He's on Earth, not Earth 3. He's on. Is he
Jason Earth 3?
Earth 3. So let's put another speedster on Earth 3. You have Jesse on Earth 2. You have Wally out there on Legends, and then you have Barry by himself. That means it's like now each. You have two other speedsters that are in the Flash universe on this Earth. You have a third speedster who's going to be on another show in Legend of Tomorrow. At any point, you can bring them into the Flash, and then it gets back to the Flash not being as crowded and to being able to focus on Barry. 'Cause I think that's another thing. Like and I admit that I was part of the problem in this. We were all cheering on them, bringing in Wally and bringing in Jesse and doing all this stuff and bringing the Flash family in there. And I think it became too crowded and too much. So, I think, and they've done it this season because we haven't had Wally for a while. You make it special when all of a sudden you have Barry, Jesse, and Jay. Because we hadn't had that all season. And I'm like, wow, you know what? This feels special. This feels different than what we've been getting. And now, like you said, you can't use the hammer all the time. Well, that's what this was. So if you put these different speedsters on different planets, different universes, different
so
Earths,
when they come together, it matters.
It matters, and
you know what you get?
What?
You totally get a version of Chain Lightning.
Yeah,
we could totally get. All right, if I hear the name John Fox on television, I'm gonna lose it. I'm gonna lose it. It's gonna be great.
Like I said, I'm really interested in seeing what goes on here and how we're doing this. Like it's, yeah. Like I said, this made me. I've been seeing a lot of people say they're giving up on the Flash, stuff like that. It's like this is the episode, guys. This is the episode that you watch. If you've been having some problems, watch this episode. This one brought me back.
High watermark, baby.
No, it is. It was great. It felt.
It's the episode I wanted to have when Jay, Wally, and Barry were working together at the end of last season.
Yeah.
It didn't feel epic enough, and this one totally did.
Yeah. Like you said, it's like maybe we did tie into the Devoe storyline. Maybe we didn't. Who knows? At this point, don't really care. Didn't matter. But it made it serious enough. It made it, it made you literally had a ticking time bomb. You did it slowly over 48 minutes, and you're watching as, it was little details like if you were paying attention, as Barry would go back to the scene, the people were in different spots. Like at the very, very end when he's coming through and he's having the Speed Force lightning follow him, at that point, all the actors who were on that set had moved. Joe's hands were now up. The other criminals that they had stopped, who were on their knees, were now leaning forward. Like it was little details like that. And I'm like, oh, you guys really did pay attention to this episode to get everything in the right space.
Not just that, they actually hired mimes.
Oh, really?
To help him do this.
Oh, wow. Wow. That worked.
Man, doesn't it?
It worked. And look, and even down, like, you know what I was doing? Like, when I was watching this go down, watching Barry run through the Speed Force and having the lightning follow them, I was like, we haven't gotten shots like this in a while of Barry running and like, it seems like something silly, but we haven't gotten shots of Barry running like this. Like these CGI shots.
Well,
I know there's
the lack of the speedster villains cut that back.
Right, and I understand that. But I also forgot how much I missed it. Like that. Damn, yeah. I'm watching this going like, look, I understand the CG, but it's a TV show. But fuck, that looks amazing. Not to mention, I've been on a kick this week ranting about the DCEU, and Grant Gustin at least looks like he's able to run.
Like a human being.
Right. Like not like a Mr. Wavy thing that's outside of a fucking
I still don't know what that means.
Car dealership, man. Like, I don't understand what they told Ezra Miller to do when he was running. Like, I don't understand. Flailing your arms like that, crazy drag. That's not gonna help a speedster run, you fucking assholes. Knife hands. Like, it's not fucking hard. Like, I don't understand. I saw somebody go, well, it was just a creative decision that the stupid creative decision. You fucking run. Like, you can't even get running down right in the fucking movie. What's going on here, folks? God damn it. So annoying. You got anything about this episode, man?
I know there's probably maybe some hand-wringing about some of the pseudoscience of Flashtime and Speed Force. If you think the Speed Force is poorly defined in the show, go read the comics. You want rules. Sorry, kids. They get applied when they're needed. And this episode, they were needed. No. And I applaud them able to find ways to still introduce new aspects of the speed this season without having a speedster villain.
Look, I think that the way they handled what Barry does by slowing down time, they handled it better in this episode than the two previous time they did it. I think they've done it twice now and previously. This makes sense here. This 100%. Makes sense. And it showed us the toll that it has and why Barry just can't keep doing that.
It shows you also how fast he can be, and it shows you that they slow themselves down sometimes, a lot. They don't always go. And people are like, well, why is he always moving this fast? When you run, are you always, if you see a sprinter or a distance runner, are they always running at top speed? No.
Well,
go ahead.
Well, also to show you, I think they showed that him pulling people out of the Speed Force had different effects on different people. Mm-hmm. Like the two metas lasted a little bit longer than Harry did. You know, he couldn't even get a conversation out with Harry. Finish that conversation with Harry because Harry just couldn't deal with it. Killer Frost and Cisco lasted longer, and then the two speedsters, the two other speedsters, but even they couldn't last the entire time because it was wearing them down. So by doing that, you then made me go, oh, I'm never gonna ask why Barry just can't keep doing that. You know, it's like the thing that they do like when they carry somebody somewhere, like when Barry showed up to carry Diggle and Arrow to cut off Caden James, and Diggle's basically throwing up every time. It's like you see that, hey, listen, it does have a toll on a person who's not used to this kind of speed. And then Jay even said, it's like they're not speedsters, they can't handle this. Like you can seriously hurt somebody. Mm-hmm. So yeah, no.
Also, no one's ever seen someone pull them in the Flashtime with them before.
Right.
And I also love that just one more sense of Barry's the greatest Flash.
Oh, yeah, of course. You know? Like, you're doing something that you can't do, which also tells me that because they keep doing this, I think this is also going to come up with when Barry's trying. He even says at one point, he's like, I now know I'm fast enough to get to the to get into the pocket breach that Devoe does. It's like, well,
yeah, right.
Now you know. So again, there are ways that it can tie into the main thing. You're getting Barry finding ways, finding out that he is fast enough to get into that pocket verge, which, by the way, shows you a reason why Barry needs his speed in order to, without having a speedster villain. And so that was great there. But then also, I like the fact that Iris pointed out this, like, so even if you do that, you don't have the way to stop his force field or anything else. You're still getting ahead of yourself, Barry. So even if you can get into the breach and get into the pocket, the little pocket dimensions that Devoe is using, what are you going to do then? So
100%.
Right. So I love that. Also love the fact that they kind of show small things about how Jesse's just as smart, if not smarter than her dad. When she sees the device he made for Sil, he's like, oh, kind of clunky. He's basically like, yeah, I know. That was like version 1.0.
It came up. Yeah, it came up.
You gotta kind of throw it in there. But also, I love the fact that you're just kind of remembering that, yeah, you know what? Jesse's kind of smart too. Just nice little add in there. So, yeah. So, now I don't know if you wanted to do this because I was told to remind you about this. You want to talk about the Green Lantern stuff?
These motherfuckers. All right. I had forgotten about this.
I know you did. I had almost forgotten too, but then I remembered.
So rumors are out that they're talking about getting Tom Cruise to play Hal Jordan.
And I know, just to clean it up a little bit, I know they were talking. I think the bigger rumor is that they're talking to the director of Mission Impossible to direct the Green Lantern Corps movie, and so then I think some people took the logical next step, which was, I'm putting logical in quotes, which is that Tom Cruise would then be cast as Hal Jordan, which I don't fully believe that at all, but WB dumb enough to do it. But anyway, continue.
That's the thing. The threat is what gets me.
It does feel like a threat, doesn't it? It does feel like a threat.
It's like, oh, they want to fight you. It's like, oh, okay, all right, put your hands up then. Like, okay. I'm not going to go into the litany of reasons as to why Tom Cruise is bad to be Hal Jordan. I don't think that a Green Lantern movie should star Hal Jordan necessarily. I don't think that Hal Jordan's the most relatable character to the everyday audience. He's the hotshot, cocky flyboy who got get to the power ring. But a lot of the audience is barely employed, and a lot of the audience is spending their last dollars to buy a beer or maybe even a movie ticket. Might go outside for some fresh air at a bar and meet a little blue man holding a ring who says, "You shall have to do." Give me the everyman lantern. Give me Kyle Rayner. And guess what? You have him be the viewpoint character. There's no training montage. There's no weird trips to Oa where he meets up with like a pig Kilowog. I'm not sure what happened in that movie. But what you do is you drop him in the middle of a war he's not ready to be a part of. The Sinestro Corps has taken Oa. You meet the other 3 Lanterns. Or maybe the other 2 of them. Maybe Hal's been taken by Parallax. But that's how you introduce it. You don't introduce it where it's boring. The introduction can't be boring. Mm-hmm. If you drop an untested warrior in the middle of a war, now you can tell a story. Now you've got something. Now you got a hook. I'm sorry. And everyone calling for the Jon Stewart movie, I know we all love JLU. Jon Stewart's boring. He's only exciting when he accidentally blows up a planet. Shout out to Zanchi.
Well, here's the thing. Like I was saying that I think, again, it goes back to people only going, like, people are like, it has to be John. He's the best. And I'm like, you're saying that because of Justice League U. Like, honestly, if
which
we're going to
be... Which is fair because Justice League Unlimited was on for 5 years and very widespread. The entire generation knows him as Green Lantern.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. But it should be Kyle.
But I didn't get Wally, goddammit, so you don't get John.
Yeah, it should be Kyle. I mean, it should. I think Kyle works the best. I mean, it's the
easiest way to enter.
And you still get the representation, diversity aspect you want. And yeah, because he's
one name, Oscar Isaac.
Why did I know you were going to say that? I'm sitting there going, I'm wondering who he's going to pay. I was like, he's going to say Oscar Isaacs. He's gonna say Oscar Isaac for.
I didn't realize Oscar Isaac was 39, but I'm actually okay with it. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
And I've been saying this since the first of the new Star Treks came out.
Star Wars.
Chris Pine. No, Star Trek.
Star Trek. Oh.
Chris Pine just playing Hal Jordan without a power ring.
Oh yeah. Like when people, like, I'm like, yeah. Here's the thing. I always thought that when they cast him for Steve Trevor, was like, oh man, you guys really missed. He should have been Hal Jordan.
That's Hal Jordan. Like,
you guys.
I'm sorry.
Like I watched him in A Wrinkle of Time, and I'm like, oh fuck, because he has a beard and everything. I'm like,
yo, he's
fucking Hal Jordan. You fucking idiots.
If you watch the first J.J. Abrams Star Trek, Hal Jordan, or excuse me, Captain Kirk gets into 4 fights and loses all of them. Yeah, but he's supremely confident and an asshole the entire time, and is not fazed by his failures.
Yo, no, seriously. When they cast him as Steve Trevor, I'm like, yeah, I guess, guys, but fuck, you guys do realize
it's like the great nephew of Steve Trevor, Hal Jordan.
Oh, yo, they got to do something like that, right? You gotta find a way to, because the fuck, man.
But like, if you're bad guy, if he's Parallax and you're bad guy, like just do Emerald Twilight.
Oh my god, like
mix this with Sinestro Core War, like you can do this. If Chris Pine's your bad guy.
I'm pretty sure we've talked about this before. I'm pretty sure when we were like, fuck, they should have really cast him as Hal Jordan. And we were
no, I'm still on this, like, this, they're going to reboot this and then it'll be Hal. It's fine.
They got, like, because fuck, man. How do you, I don't understand how you get.
Chris Evans can be Captain America and the Human Torch. And
I mean, but that was different. I mean, I
know it is, but guess what? When WB reboots this in the next 6 to 8 weeks, the announcement's coming.
6 to 8 weeks.
What?
I mean, you're not wrong here, but
what are you holding on for? Why wait? Hungry? Why wait? I got feelings of Snickers commercial.
I was just like, how do you have somebody?
It's
like
over, DC. It's fucking over. The fact that you're actually shooting Captain Marvel right now is insulting. You're wasting everyone's time,
bro. I had some people, because I said that it's nobody can explain to me why Shazam is their next film after Aquaman. People are like, oh, well, it's always been on the schedule. It's always been there. No, it wasn't always on there.
No, they didn't point to that fictionalized schedule. You know how many movies have been on that schedule?
Yeah, no.
They were like, oh, look, the Flash. They got 2 directors. You got 2 quarterbacks. You got no quarterbacks. But
oh no, they got 2 directors for now.
Oh no, that's the thing is these 2 directors bring total director count to 6.
Right.
So
when they drop out, it just makes your total worse.
No, when they drop out, the next guy they announce will be number 7.
Hey, perfect.
It's 7. Ridiculous.
Unite the 7.
Stop.
It's all connected.
Stop.
It's
that
all
was
connected.
super mean.
It's all connected.
Me. Shit.
No, but no, I was like, yo, you don't know why. Here's the thing: when you look at what the MCU did, every film had a purpose and why it was on that schedule and where it was at. What is the purpose? Like, and again, maybe they do. Maybe they have a reason for putting Shazam there. Maybe Shazam is tying somehow to the mythology. They're going to tie that kind of to. You're going to play on the mythology because the mythology kind of worked. Putting this in quote worked for Wonder Woman. They'll play on that. The
climax of Shazam is him shitting on Superman's cape, and they're going to fight in the 3rd act.
I mean, it just maybe that's like I don't know. So what is your what's the plan for doing this? Like, I can show you why each film in the MCU came out when it did and what it was introducing to the overall universe. And people go, oh well, you guys are just saying you're to do it like Marvel does, and like anybody else can't do it different. I'm like, no, that's why every other shared universe has failed. Every other shared universe has failed because they're doing it in a random way, and a shared universe means you're telling one overall story, which means at some point they have to connect. Now, if you want, and I think we've said this. I think the best route going forward for DC is to stop connecting their movies at this point. Just tell
give me anthologies.
Tell unconnected stories, and then you can do it any other. And I think it works. But
you can connect some of them. You don't have to connect all of them.
Right. You can connect some of them, but not all of them. Like, do it that way. You can work. But if you're gonna the shows that the movies that do connect, the stories that you have to have a connecting story. as much as I shit on and hate the X-Men movies and their continuity, they connect. They're there. It's there. It's a line. It's there. You know. I don't like the story. I don't like the story that's told, but it's there. They have some.
It's the bad guy Days of Future Past.
Well, no. Hey, look. I'm not talking about quality here. I'm just saying it's there. You know, they have some kind of. There's some kind of plan there, and they're all connected in that way for the most part. DC is, you know, they have a list of films, and then now all of a sudden they don't have films. So they took off the Flash off the schedule. Who knows when Justice League Part 2 is supposed to be coming out? But they kept Shazam. So like, what was the plan there? People go, it was always the plan. I was like, no, that wasn't always the plan, because the plan also included a bunch of other fucking movies that are no longer on the fucking schedule. So that tells me there was no plan. With Marvel, there's never been a film outside of Inhumans that was taken off the schedule, and that was so far in advance. There hasn't been a movie that's been taken off the schedule. That's it. Like, Inhumans was the only one. Everything else has been there. And when they added something in there like Spider-Man: Homecoming, they didn't wipe all the other movies out. They picked a date. They said, okay, cool. We're gonna put Spider-Man: Homecoming here, shift all those other movies, pick up all those movies we had, move them over one date. And that's what they did. Like, it didn't disrupt the flow. It didn't disrupt the plan. What's the next movie that shoots after Shazam? Wonder Woman 2? What's the next movie after that? We don't fucking know. It's a race to the fucking bottom. Whoever can get a director, a script, and a cast together first, you're shooting next. That is a horrible fucking way to tell a connected universe story. That is going to fail. Because if you don't have a top-down view as to what your overall story is, and you're letting each director do its own thing, you get things like BVS where you have one director that paints everybody else in a corner. I guarantee you the reason why the Flash movie is such a fucking mess is because people are having to be dropped in and try to deal with what they had somebody else had already decided to do, and there was no idea how to move fucking forward. That is not, and again, this is not me just shitting on the DCEU. Remember, Sony was going to do a connected universe Ghostbuster film. That universe, that didn't happen. Universal's Dark Universe, Universal Monsters universe, that's being scrapped. Why are all those other universes not working? Because nobody had a top-down view of how they want to connect all this shit together. They're piecemealing together, and you cannot do that with a story. You can't. It's like telling you have a story, you're saying, hey, yeah, we're making a connected universe of books. All right? But you don't lay out what the different books are going to be. And so you start with writing book 1, book 2 flops. So you start having somebody working on book 5. You put book 5 into the category. Book 3 and 4 get dropped. You put book 5 now where book 3 was. You put book 3 now. It's a fucking mess. You can't fucking do that shit. You can't fucking do it. That's just what it is. So we'll see. I mean, maybe they have a plan now. We'll see. But at this point, I have no expectations. No expectations. You know, like your overall, like, if you don't want me to connect to if you don't want me to do that, then don't have a connected universe, which is fine. Which is fine. I also think we overestimate how successful WB has been doing with this. I actually do hope they end up having to sell off the DC stuff. Because I think we overestimate how successful they have been with this stuff. We forget, yes, okay, the Nolan trilogy was successful, but we forget before that was Batman Forever and Batman and Robin. We forget that there were a bunch of Superman movies after Superman 2 that were not good. They haven't actually been doing a really good job with this shit. We remember the successes, we kind of forget their failures.
I've never forgotten Batman and Robin.
Nobody. That movie was so fucking horrible. People forget that it nearly killed Batman. That's why when people go, I had somebody say the other day, and on this one, somebody told me they were like, they're nervous about what's going on with DC. They're worried that they're doing irreparable damage. I was like, don't worry about it. I will say this one thing. At some point, they always bounce back. I was alive during Batman and Robin.
Bounce back. They always try again.
Well, I mean, I'd say, and I understand that we have our issues with.
I think also they're not going to Schumacher this motherfucker. Like, I don't think that's never going to happen.
I will say they have already hit rock bottom. I mean, when Justice League doesn't make as much as Doctor Strange, that actually might be worse than Schumacher. I think Mustache Gate might be worse than Schumacher, yo. It might be their modern day. Huh?
At American Express, he never leaves home without it. Like, I don't think you
Bat
remember
nipple.
how.
Oh no, dude, we did a nostalgia review, and I remember bat nipples. Oh, I remember.
Then you're being too harsh on whatever else you compared it to. The mustache. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Bane wasn't a blow up Bane suit. Like it was pretty
inflatable like a motherfucker.
Freeze.
Fun fact: that was a pro wrestler.
Yeah.
His name, but he's dead now because he's a pro wrestler.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. Oh man. Whew, yeah. So I mean, if we can come back from that to the Nolan trilogy, and I know we have problems with that, but fuck it, we can go from Batman and Robin to the Nolan trilogy. There's still hope for WB. There is. They just got to find somebody. At some point, they're gonna luck up. At some point, they're gonna luck up with somebody who gets it.
Okay.
No, I mean that's what they did with the Nolan trilogy was luck. I'm not saying they'll sustain it.
The thing is, the reason that'll never happen again is because they did the Nolan trilogy basically in a vacuum. Marvel's changed the paradigm.
That's true.
And the crazy shit about Marvel is no one else has pulled it off yet. They tried the MonsterVerse at Universal. That shit made it one fucking movie.
Oh no! Actually, let's put some respect on that name. It made it 2.
Wait, The Mummy and what else?
Well, the Dracula Untold film was supposed to be the first film.
Oh, fuck that shit. No backdoor after the fact.
No. That wasn't backdoor.
They touted it as part of the United.
Dude. You know what it was? It was their Green Lantern. Because people forget the Green Lantern was supposed to be the first film in the DCEU, and the shit was so fucking bad they try to wipe it on the floor like it didn't fucking happen. That's what Dracula Untold was.
They still let Edward Norton's Hulk live in the MCU.
Yeah.
Last time I was in New York, I kind of broke Harlem.
Yeah.
It's a line from the Avengers.
Mm-hmm.
Because they didn't throw out that movie.
Well, that goes to the discipline of Marvel Studios that the other studios don't have. They panic after the first flop. Like if you go back and look at those, I mean, again, inflation and stuff like that. Those outside of Iron Man 1 and 2, those other films weren't really making the money they make now until Avengers, right? But they stuck to the plan. And at any point, if they hadn't stuck to the plan, they went like, "This isn't worth it. This isn't worth the payoff. Cut it off now." It would have worked. But what happens with all these other studios is they panic after the first misstep, and you can't do that. You have to commit, but none of them have the fine. And again, we're getting into our MCU character corner at this point, but it gets into what happened with that, which is the MCU basically said, our behind us is a pit of fire. We either keep going forward or we stop moving and we fall into the pit. So we got to keep moving forward. No other studio has that. They all have an out. They can either just say fucking and scrap the whole thing. They can just keep throwing things out there and make just enough money and stay solvent. So like nobody has that motivation that Marvel Studios had. And I also think that the way Disney has their studio structured is also different from the way any other studio does. Disney has, Walt Disney Pictures, they have Pixar, they have Lucasfilms, they have Marvel Studios, and each one of those things, they make a certain type of film. And they make only that certain type of film. You know, yeah, Warner Brothers made DC films, but then they just, and maybe they changed this, but they just kind of made it DC films in name only. Because the Warner Brother execs were still out there, you know, making changes to these fucking films. They weren't sticking to it. And who knows? People keep saying, oh, maybe the original, I don't think the original plans would have worked either. Like, I don't think the David Ayer's cut of Suicide Squad would have been that much better.
No.
I don't. I don't. But it also comes down to the fact that there was no real ideas. They put Jeff Johns' name out there and used him to sell the idea that they had a fucking plan. But Jeff Johns was spending most of his time trying to save DC Comics. He didn't have time for doing this, and he wasn't a film guy. He wasn't. So it's like they just didn't. They didn't follow us. So it's like everybody saw the money that Marvel Studios was making. Nobody wanted to put the time and the effort into studying how they made that money. They didn't want to put the work in. You know, it's that thing that you see with anything when people start, you know, seeing people make money on YouTube or podcasts or something like that. They just want to hop in and instantly get that instant gratification, not realizing that, hey, look, it took 10 years to grind to get here. You know, I made sacrifices. I put money in. I did this and that. They don't want that. They want to get right to the point. And I think that's what these other studios are doing. And, you know, time will tell if Warner Brothers gets it now. But at this point, it's show me, don't tell me.
I'm going to show you a really shitty movie.
Show me something good.
Oh, well, that's...
Well, yeah, I mean, at some point, that's the thing. Like, I have no expectations for anything they do going forward. Because they don't have any, they don't know. We got the first trailer for fucking Mary Poppins, and that comes out in December. We don't have anything for Aquaman yet. That film has been finished, supposed to be a been finished production at this point. You know?
It's not.
No, you wonder why? Because it's probably still it's CGI heavy. It's gonna have the same CGI problems that the other fucking DCEU films had. And that's why it's taking so long for them to get things out and get any kind of images or video out for it. Oh no, it's gonna have fucking problems too. You know, so because God forbid now, if they panicked after BVS, what the fuck did they do when Justice League flopped?
Oh, they
like I mean seriously. Think about it. Think about what they've done and the studio interference we have seen from them on their other films. The way they panicked. The way they didn't give us a Man of Steel 2 right afterward. The way that they, after Green Lantern flopped, they immediately reshuffled the DCEU to start the DCEU with Man of Steel. How that got delayed. And all. After seeing all this stuff that happened, what do they do when they realize that Justice League, their tentpole film, the one they were going to have 2 parts for, and supposed to be the film all films to make $1 billion and everything like that, made less than Doctor fucking Strange, made less than Black Panther did in 2 weeks.
3 days.
No, 2 weeks for the entire total.
Oh, you're right. Sorry.
So I'm giving them the tag. Put some respect on Justice League's name. It took them.
No,
you know.
I refuse.
But
thanks for the offer. I won't do it.
But it's like, it's ridiculous. Like, at this point, it's like, you know, you're trying to tell me that they didn't panic, and that they didn't come in and try to come in and tell James Wan he had to change things up. Oh, I don't believe you at all. Like, I need to see some shit to believe that. So, yeah, fuck that. Anyway, trying to wrap this up. If you listen to our Legend of Tomorrow podcast, and you know, we are working with a little deal with Marvel and Stitcher Premium. We talked about this on the mailbag that Marvel is having their 10-episode scripted series Wolverine: The Long Night is Marvel's first serious foray into podcasting. Stitcher Premium normally costs $5 a month, but we have a unique promo code so that you guys can extend the free trial with Stitcher Premium. All you got to do is go to Stitcher.com/premium and put in the code Tuesday, and you will get, I think it's $5 off. You at least extend the free trial. So if you do it now, you can get the entire first month for free. And that means you can start listening to Wolverine the Long Night. I think it starts on March 12th. But you also listen to other shows they have on Stitcher Premium. They have bonus episodes for some other shows on Stitcher. It's ad-free, so you don't get those inserts. And they also have some comedy albums and comedy shows on there as well. So try it out. Use our code. Again, it's Tuesday. And you can go to the URL stitcher.com/premium. So check that out. And I'm definitely going to be checking it out myself. So I'm going to try to give this Wolverine the Long Night a try myself. It's basically like an audio player or an audible book. So it's 10 episodes. And I'm not sure how they're releasing them. I'm not really sure if they're releasing them all at once or they're doing one at a time, one a month. But yeah, check that out. So again, code is Tuesday. Stitcher.com/premium. So again, folks, thank you guys very much for listening. We will be back this weekend with Super Tuesday talking Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. episode 100. We are not ready. Can't wait.
No one is.
So, all right, folks, thank you guys very much for listening. And until next time, we're out of here. Peace.